Hey folks, thanks for stopping by. This is part two of a two-part series on the Red Dot Optic Systems. I appreciate you stopping by as always. On part one, we touch base on the Insight Technology Red Dot Laser Combination Optic System. We also touch base on the Aimpoint Comp M4 and also the Comp C3. Right now we're going to take a look at two units. One unit's going to be the EOTech Model 552, which is mounted here on my shotgun, my Mossberg 590A1. This is my 3-gun. And then we're also going to take a look at the Aimpoint Model H1 and the T1, the difference between the two models. And, they seem to be very popular right now in the 3-gun market and also with the tactical gurus. So, as always, once again, I do appreciate you stopping by, showing your patronage. Please like the video. Let's try to get this channel a little bit more subscriptions. And, as always, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wasted. Let's get educated. Alright, narrowing it down to the end of the presentation, we have the Aimpoint H1. First thing first, let me do my little Safety Sally thing. Sorry guys, I'm a Safety Sally. Anyways, H1 and T1 Aimpoint. If you look at this, is the micro version of what's available right now for red dots. A lot of the top shooter, 3-gun competitions, some of the tactical carbine gurus that are being seen on YouTube right now, they have either an H1 or a T1. The biggest difference between the two models is that the H1 is a 4 MOA, the T1 is a 2 MOA. The T1 is also night vision compatible. This is not night vision compatible, but it is nice and small and lightweight. It's on an arm spacer and an arms throw lever mount. Throw levers right now are the best and quickest way to mount your optics and remove them. This is a 3-gun. This is also a tactical firearm. It kind of borders on the 2. I have an offset Picatinny rail here on my Samson quad rail. It allows me to take the H1, mount it here. Then I can take my Trijicon ACOG 4-power, mount it, and for engagement distances of say 150 meters or greater, I can use my ACOG. If anything else comes in that's 150 meters or closer, I'm just taking the weapon, turning it at an angle. Now, if you notice, both of my eyes are open when I do that. It's called the Binding Aiming System. And what that means is you're using both eyes open. Or actually, it's not system, it's concept. I apologize. I'm not reading my script notes properly. But anyways, what that allows you to do is keep both eyes open. When you're on target with something and you close your left eye, I can't see my left hand. With both my eyes open, I can. It's called situational awareness. You've got your field of vision and you've made it much greater by having two eyes open. So when you have a red dot system, any red dot system, try training with both eyes open. Don't close your eyes. Both eyes open. It gives you situational awareness. Not only are you focusing on your primary target, but you're also looking at your next and up-and-coming secondary target, but you're also aware of anything else that's coming in your field of view or your field of vision. Anyways, so once again, that is the Aimpoint. This is the H1 version. It's a 4 MOA made by Aimpoint. It's about $650, give or take, is what the average price is. It's on an arms mount, arm spacer. There are other spacers out there. LaRue Tactical makes a great spacer. So that's the Aimpoint H1 4 MOA red dot system. One of my favorites. Who am I shitting? They're all my favorites. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Once again, I appreciate you stopping by and listening to my senseless rambling. Hopefully you're able to gain some information out of this. But anyways, we talked about the Comp M4. We talked about the Comp C3. We also looked at a very unique red dot laser combination by Insight Technology called the ISM-V. Now we're going to take a look at, this is an EOTech Model 552. It's the daddy of the Model 512. The biggest difference between the 552 and the 512 is the 512 is not night vision compatible and only comes in one optic choice. The 552 comes in 3 optic choices. The most popular is the A65 reticle pattern, which we're all very familiar with. But there are two other reticle patterns that it's available in. One of them is called the XR500. The XR500 is used for 50 BMG. They also have the XR308, which of course is 308. Now, keep in mind, these reticle patterns are designed for a certain grain and a certain barrel length, which gives you a 1-inch MOA accuracy at a certain distance. Do your research before you buy and assume, because if you were to buy the XR308 and put it on, say, an M1A Scout, you may not get the same accuracy that you think you should based upon the grain and the barrel length. But anyways, the 5.52, this is the older design. They have a new design now called the XPS. The XPS is much smaller. It's a micro version. And what they wanted to do was compete against the Aimpoint T1 and H1. But I kind of call this the old Jimmy Durante snout style. But operates on a AA battery. If it's a lithium battery, you're going to average around 1,100 hours of battery life. It has 20 settings, but what's nice about this is a lot of them boast so many hours of operating time. This has a built-in automatic shut-off. After 8 hours, the system will shut itself down, and it's actually adjustable. So something that you might want to take a look at. It's a nice compact unit. Now, the on and off switches are located in the rear towards the shooter. It allows you to increase and decrease the illuminations of the reticle pattern. Also, there's the night vision button, which will activate your night vision. Well, there was a problem with this design that EOTech rectified. The problem is if you put a 3-powered scope behind this, it's usually right up against the rear of the reticle or the rear of the optic. You could not adjust these. You could not increase or decrease illuminations. You couldn't even turn the system off. So what they did is they came out with a model 556, which actually moved the controls over here to the left-hand side, which actually not only for the magnification being easier to adjust, but if you look at a right-handed dominant shooter and you're up on target, you could increase and decrease while keeping your situational awareness and up on target, so you were able to adjust your illuminations or even turn off or turn on the system. So that was a nice upgrade. They saw a problem, they fixed it. Now, we talked earlier about the Insight Technology ISM-V. Well, EOTech has a system very similar to that. It's called an EOLAD. And it's basically the same 5.52 design, but they took an integrated laser system and they mounted it here on the left-hand side. Not what you find on the commercial market. I've never looked for it, but I'm sure it's quite a bit of money. Now, everyone's familiar with the A65 reticle pattern. And I kind of drew something up here to kind of show you something that a lot of people may not know. Now, with the Aimpoint, it's a 1-inch, 2-inch, 4-inch MOA center dot. My mentality is point of aim, that's your point of impact. So people often wonder what all this is. Is it window dressing? Does it actually have a function? It actually does. So they start off with a 1 MOA dot, which immediately allows you to put a magnifier on this without any worry about blocking out your target or drowning it out past 150 meters. This is a 65 MOA ring. Now the 65 MOA ring actually, it helps with rapid target acquisition, because technically if your target is within that circle, well, your chances of shooting it or leading it is greatly increased. Another thing is, the average male is around 5'9". At 100 yards, that male would actually fill the complete 65 MOA target circle. So at around 200 yards, it'd be probably a quarter, which would be from the center dot down. At 300, it'd be a third, and at 400, it would be a quarter. But it would give you an idea to judge your distances, okay? A lot of people don't also realize if you adjust your system at 50 yards, point of aim, point of impact, at 7 yards, the bottom of the ring is your point of aim, point of impact. So these 4 marks right here, north and south, east and west, they're called quadrant ticks. And you can look it up, you can do some research on it, but it basically kind of increases or gives you more options of leading your target. With the red dot sight, you have your red dot. If your target's moving and you don't know what the distance is, it's hard to lead that target. But with the 65-inch or 65 MOA ring and also the quadrant ticks, it allows you to be able to judge distance, also lead your target. You can also judge the level of the terrain in front of you based upon these quadrant ticks. So it's a pretty nice design. The design for the 500 308. They're a little bit different. It's based on the trajectory, the bullet drop of the, say, the 50 BMG or the 308. So do some research on that if you want to go to a bigger caliber. So with that being said, this average price on this one I'm seeing is around $550. Red Dot systems do exactly what they're designed to do. Give you a point of aim, point of impact. It's almost like giving you a laser but not necessarily projecting a beam. They're all going to do the job. You have to figure out what's going to work for you based on the reticle pattern, based on the overall design of the unit, whether it be size, shape, or weight, and also cost. Do you need night vision compatibility? Will you ever have night vision goggles? You know, if you're military, law enforcement, yeah, it's definitely worth spending extra money. Don't jump at the first thing that you see. Don't buy the first thing that you see on Modern Warfare, even though, let's face it, they're using the EOTechs. They kind of work on Modern Warfare. I should know, I play it. But anyways, hopefully this video is going to shine some light, answer some questions. Please like the video, post comments if you want. Give me a hard time about me being a Safety Sally. I don't give a shit. I just hope you guys enjoy this. You were able to get some information, answer some questions about your Red Dot systems. Anyways, as always, guys and girls, I appreciate you stopping by the channel. It's called Wasted Weapons and Special Tactics Education. I decided to stick with the name. Anyways, shoot straight, be safe, take care, see you later on.
Chasing you round the town. I don't wanna be the guy that's wondering when you put me down. I'm here if you want me. I ain't gonna push and shove. 'Cause baby, all I really want to be is balls deep in your love. 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 I see you like to hang out. You say you're friends, but when you start drinking, I can see that it all depends. Girl, I don't mind, 'cause you see my game is tight as a glove, and I can find another woman who wants me. Balls deep in the love. 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 You, I don't wanna crowd your style. I only wanna do those things that I know will make you smile. I want you to understand that it's you I'm thinking of, and I feel that there's no better place to be than balls deep in your love. Balls deep in your love.